Hey, what's up? I'm Travis and welcome to my channel. I've had a lot of requests recently about the video I posted, which there's a link right up here, you can click it. It's called Not Afraid. It's a cover we did at our church. It's a song by Jesus Culture, and several people have asked for a tutorial on that, so today I'm just going to break down the parts that I did and played there at church in that video. My approach to all of this is a little different than what most people would probably do, because in a normal setting, you know, you would have two guitarists and 2 or 3 guitarists, I mean however many you have, but typically we have 2 guitarists that are playing at one time, electric guitarists, and this particular Sunday we didn't. So in that video I'm trying to cover 2 parts, and my goal is to play where if we didn't have tracks, if we didn't have any of that stuff, it would still sound as close to the recording as possible. But I also like to add a little to it to just complement the track, because we leave some of the guitars in the track, and so, you know, if I can play with it and add to it, that's really my end game. That's my goal at the end. But for this song in particular, we left some guitars in the track. We just took out the lead line, which I'll show you that here in a second. But to break down everything, I'll be playing on my 72 Reissue Fender Telecaster Thinline. I love this guitar, it's a great guitar. And I'll be playing with these pedals. The SP Compressor, the JHS Morning Glory, the steel string, Vertex steel string, I'll be using that sparingly, and the 1981 drive. That is all my drive stages there, and then I'll be going into the Strymon Timeline on a 1/8 note delay that's kind of long, synced in with the tempo of the track, a light verb on the Strymon Flint, and then a little bit heavier verb on the Neunaber Wet Reverb. And I don't do a whole lot of pedal changing, mainly just switching back and forth from the 81 drive, which is like my 3rd stage distortion or drive, and the steel string in the verses. But for the most part, all of that stays on, and I'll be playing with the bridge pickup and the tone knob about halfway. This guitar in particular is a little bright on this pickup, so I roll back the tone knob and try to, you know, mellow that out so it isn't so harsh. But yeah, we'll be starting in the key of G flat or F sharp, I guess, depending on how you look at it as a guitar player. But I'm actually going to capo this, and I'm going to capo it on the 2nd fret and play my E shapes, E major shapes. So like the 1 chord would be, how I'm playing it would be an E major. The 6th chord would be like a C sharp minor. The 4th chord would be an A major or an A2, and the 5th chord would be a B major. But since we're not in the key of E, you know, technically those are chords in G flat. So it would be like the 1 chord G flat major, the 6th chord E flat minor, 4 chord C flat major. My theory is not great, so I do a lot of things off of shapes, and then the 5th chord, which would be D flat major, and then all of the lead stuff is up here in their higher register. I just kind of hang out at home right here in this register. So in this register up here, I'm actually going to be playing, the lead line is F sharp, D flat, B, B flat. And the pattern is F sharp, slowing it down, almost the entire song. As far as lead stuff, you can, you know, change back to your chords, and then in the verses we'll be doing a few other things. So the lead line, once again, is with everything on. So for the verses, you know, you could just strum the chord progression, or you can sit that out, whatever, you know, you want to do. The rule of thumb is to not overplay. It's okay if you could take a part off or whatever, but I like to approach it like, if the tracks were not there, or if the computer crashes or something happens, what can I do to cover those parts, cover that space, and add to it? So I could just strum the progression, which is 1, 6, 4. I think the turnaround is a 5. But instead, I'm playing more of like a picking pattern, which I'll pivot on the 1, go to the 6, and then the 4. But I'm pivoting on the B, and the B flat. So it sounds like this. There's different ways you can play it. It doesn't necessarily mean that that is the right way or the wrong way. You could also play it up here with your kind of like your root, and then pivot with your B and your B flat up here, and it would sound like this. So my approach to the bridge is just pivoting on the 1 chord up here in this register, and then I just slide octaves up to the 2 and the 3, and I actually can play that as well. I can play that when they go to the 6 chord. When they go to the 6 chord, I can still hang out on the 1 chord. Same thing. I transition. I slide up to the octaves, the 2 and the 3, and then I just do an open 4 chord. Turn around on that 5. Right back to the 1. Start on the 1. Okay, so another little thing that I like to add to this is like this squelch thing. I don't really know what it's called, but it's where I bend these notes here, and I just try to squeal leading into the next part, which would be, I think we're going back to the chorus. Really just, I just think it kind of sends everything over the edge. It's really like intense, and all I'm doing for that is hitting the F sharp and the E up top, and then I bend the E up. So once you have your distortion and your overdrive's on. That's what it sounds like. So that just kind of takes it over the edge in my opinion, and I will show you here what it sounds like playing through it in that transition. Okay, something else I like to do in this song is just kind of add to the second verse. I play the lead line with the lead vocal, so I just mimic what she's doing, accompany that line there, and just kind of gives it a little bit more edge in that verse. It's not what they do on the original. I added that, but I think it just kind of adds to it. But that is simply the notes consist of D flat, B flat, A flat, and that's all of the riff for the vocal. So it goes like this. And then I add this little riff, which is just G flat, G flat, A flat, B flat. And then right back into the next lead line, which is same thing as the first time, and then it finishes out like, so it just walks down. B, B flat, A flat, G flat, E flat, so, and then the last section is B, B flat, A flat, G flat, A flat, and then I add this riff in here, going right back into the lead line, which it's D flat, E flat, just walks up, G flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, B flat, A flat, G flat. And right back into our lead line. So if you put all of that together, put it in time, and with your pedals and everything, it should sound like this. Alright, well hopefully that helped, and you'll be able to be playing this like I played it, or however you want to play it really. My advice would just be try to stick as close as you can to the original, and whatever you add, make sure it complements the song and doesn't take away from anything. Like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll see you next time.